right, so welcome. I'm some guy, and today I'm going to be testing out my wireless mic setup, and I'm going to do it in full 360. Where am I? Well, right now I am at the Rotary Park in Biddeford. It's where there's a public beach. There's no fee to come here. There's a public beach over there. The Saco River runs alongside it, so it's right on the edge of the Saco River. As you can see, there's a football field, there's a disc golf course that's massive, there's a boat ramp over there, there's a baseball field over there, there's a dog park somewhere over there. I mean, this place is huge and it's completely free. You don't have to be a town resident to use the beach or anything. But yeah, so the reason I picked this spot, originally I was going to use the baseball field to test the range and audio quality of my wireless mic setup. However, as we all know, baseball fields aren't standardized. Almost all of them are just a little bit different. Then I remember that there's a football field. And football fields, they are standardized for the most part. So what I did here is I have the setup, and we're going to test the audio quality with the mic setup. And I'm going to, right now you're standing in the center of the field, right on the center line. Boom, right down the middle. Equal distance between both goal posts. The camera is an Insta360 X5. All the settings for it in regards to audio are just default, you know, right out the box. I didn't adjust any audio settings. It is on regular 360 video at 8K, 30 frames a second. It is on the Insta360 invisible selfie stick, which is about 3 feet high, plus with the camera on it. I mean, give or take, I'd say the lens, you're standing at pretty much like 4 feet or something like that. The selfie stick is attached to a monopod base. So if you look straight down, you should see 3 legs. You should see the back of my phone, the Mountain Dew, and the case for my phone. And like I said, your viewpoint, if you're wearing a VR headset, you'll feel a little short because you're only at about 4 feet high. Now, attached to the camera is the Insta360 X5 wireless mic adapter. The reason it's important to state which one it is because the wireless mic adapter for the X2, the X3, the X4, etc. will not fit on the Insta360 X5. You have to get the Insta360 X5 wireless mic adapter. I got this one on Amazon for like 20 bucks. There's also the Ulanzi PT20 cold shoe mount. And it is a cold shoe mount, is what you can clip a wireless mic receiver to, or, you know, pretty much you clip things to it. And it's small, and you can put it on the selfie stick, hold it in place, and screw the camera in, and it comes out and up to the side. So there is one of these, but it's the receiver. This is the transmitter, but the receiver is clipped to the side, your left side of the camera. And the wireless mic adapter is plugged into your right side of the camera. There is a short 4-inch or so 3.5 millimeter audio cable that's plugged into the wireless mic adapter and just goes directly under the camera and plugs into the wireless mic receiver. So right now, if everything is going good, you should be able to look to your left, and you should just see the fence, the field, whatever. You shouldn't be able to see a black square. That is the receiver. You shouldn't be able to see a small metal bracket, which is the cold shoe mount that you clip the receiver to. And if you follow that down and you look straight down, you should just see my phone, the 3 legs of the monopod, my case, the Mountain Dew, the center line, the white paint, and that's it. You shouldn't see any wires, and you shouldn't see the selfie stick itself. And if you continue and you look towards your right, You shouldn't be able to see the wireless mic adapter that's plugged into it, and you shouldn't be able to see the wire that's plugged into it. You should be able to just see the, the benches, the trees, the fence over there, and the white line, and that's it. So if you're wearing a VR headset watching this, you should just feel like you're floating about 4 feet off the ground with no obstructions except for the legs, my phone, just the items. If you're watching this on a phone, it's not going to feel like you're floating, but you should be able to look around and there should be no obstructions. The only thing you should see is everything that's around us, the monopod legs, my phone, the center line, the grass, the phone, the camera case, and my Mountain Dew. That's it. No wires, no selfie stick, no mounts, no adapters, and no mic receiver. Now we're going to test the audio quality and the transmission range of this wireless mic setup. The wireless mic setup is a Synco A2 G2 wireless mic. It is one receiver with 2 transmitters. This is a transmitter. What's plugged into the camera is the receiver. Since there's 2 transmitters, that means you can hook up 2 wireless mics, one to 2 different people. 2 different people can have their own wireless mic. Plugged into my transmitter, I have a lavalier mic, which is clipped to my shirt right down here below my chin. Now, like I said, the settings for audio on the camera are by default. I have not changed them. I did set the decibel level for my mic right here that's being transmitted to the receiver. I set it to +9. Audios vary depending on the device, but for the Synco A2 G2 wireless mic, this is one of the 2 transmitters set at +9 decibels. The Insta360 X5 is set to just default right out the box, attached mic audio settings, nothing adjusted. The video itself is right now should be regular 360 video, and it should be 8K 30 frames a second. And yeah, so that's the equipment. The Insta360 X5, the Insta360 X5 wireless mic adapter attached to that side, the Ulanzi PT20, which the camera is mounted to and comes up and has clipped to it, the Synco A2 G2 wireless mic receiver, and there's a short 3.5 millimeter audio cable connecting the receiver to the wireless mic adapter, and that wire runs underneath the camera. And that's what that is. So now what we're going to do is test out the range, the audio quality with these settings, and the transmission. How far does it transmit? I have used this wireless mic setup many times, but I've never actually tested it to its limit. So that's what we're going to do now. And the reason I picked a football field is because sometimes when people say, oh, 30 feet, half a mile, quarter mile, and you give distances, sometimes it's hard to visualize just how far that is. And even if it's a baseball field, they're not standardized. So you can't really, I mean, maybe from home to first and all that, but I believe that this mic can go further than that. So I figured that the football field is the best way to test it, because if you can hear me all the way at a goalpost in an end zone, then that means you know exactly how far this thing can pick up. So first, we're going to head to that goalpost, and I am going to have my back to you. Then I'm going to touch the goalpost. Then I'm going to turn around, reapproach the camera, and then I'm going to go to that goalpost, but I'm going to face the camera only. The reason I'm doing that is because on the first test of range, the wireless transmitter is in front of me. So if I'm facing this way, I go all the way over there, it might have the range, but because it might cut out at some point, we don't know. But it might come back in and come back into quality when I face the mic. So we'll be able to tell how far it can go with my back to the camera, and we can see how far it goes in the opposite direction, but I'll just keep facing the camera. Then I'll hit up each corner and the center of each side. pretty much I'll be walking around the perimeter of the football field so that you can see where it cuts out, if it does, what the quality is like, and with these settings, with these devices. So let's start this off. I'm gonna head to that goal post. I'll talk as I'm going. I'm going to touch it, then I'm going to turn around and come right back to where I am right now. So let's give this a shot. I'm going to talk for a second to see if maybe it cut out when I got here while I was facing away, and maybe it cut back in if I'm facing you. I'm going to come back to it. I'm going to continue to talk just in case it cut out. You can tell when it cut back in. Here we go. Here I am. Yeah. And we're almost there. Almost there. And I am now back to where I started. Maybe you can hear me. I don't know. And besides, I'm not really going to edit this video, so you're going to find out just the same time that I'm going to find out pretty much whether this is working or not. All right. So now we're going to go over to this side, and I'm going to take off my flip-flops because it's hard to walk backwards. And we're going to go backwards. I'm going to face the camera so that way the transmitter and the receiver have no obstructions in between them, such as my body. That way we can get a test on the range with clear pathways for the frequencies, no obstructions between the receiver and the transmitter. I am almost at the end zone. Okay, and remember the wireless mic is, the lav mic is clipped on my shirt below my chin. And I'm just talking normal, I'm not talking loud or anything like that. I'm in the end zone and I'm touching the goalpost. Now I'm going to come back in, see if you can still hear me. If it cut out, you'll be able to tell if it cuts back in. About halfway. And we're almost there. Here we go. To the center. And I'm back to the middle of the field. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to go to the edge of the field, not to the fence, but to the edge of the field. And I'm going to walk around and talk the whole time. And that way we'll be able to see if, when and where it cuts out at that range. So here we go. We're talking. Story. If it cuts out, you'll miss parts of it, but the reason I'm telling this story is so that I'm constantly talking, which isn't too hard for me. Field, and you can do a little swimming. There's a nice little sandy area. Plus on the side with the boat ramp, there's a beautiful little area where once you go out about 2 or 3 feet in the water, maybe more like 10 feet into the water, suddenly it drops and it gets super deep. And it's not mucky, it's just clay, sand. We're rounding the corner. Here we go, still going. During the summer, there are lifeguards here. There's a public bathroom, a changing area. And like I said, this place is huge. There's a huge disc golf course. There's like a full course, not just a few holes, but a full course. It goes like a half, maybe a mile in that direction. Here is the, it's a mile. I think the whole roughly half a mile. Base field, plenty of sometimes I can park because a lot of people have been just dumping their trash into these bins. I don't know anything about that. I do believe it has now become a carry-in, carry-out park, meaning there's no public trash bins anymore. At least over by the boat ramp and the ball fields and stuff. There might be public grills over there. You can like sides that. You can see it. This signpost here is a golf, what hole are is. This is, I believe this is 3, and it goes up to the other side. It's hole 3, par 4. However, I'm not that good at disc. That's 4. Well, maybe it is. I don't know what the average for disc golf is, what the par is. But yeah, so we're still going. I don't know if it's cut out at all. I'm looking at you and I'm waving. One of the other holes, ooh, I saw a feather. One of the other baskets for one of the holes is over here. And they maintain this too. The whole disc golf area, they, except for where there's trees, they're just like on a regular golf course when there's supposed to be a rough area. They leave that, but for the most part, they mow it and they do all that care and maintenance to it. It's called the Rotary Park because I believe it's the Rotary Club that started or maintained this. There's a memorial over here dedicated in loving memory to Leanne Charette. 1997. I guess it's someone that passed away that either helped start this park or helped maintain it or was a friend to the organization. As you can see over there, you got the Biddeford Youth Football trailer truck. That's there pretty much the whole time. This is where the youth teams play. Oh, there's also a youth center at the beginning of this park, a place where teens can go and hang out rather than hanging out with the wrong crowd on the street. They have activities, things like that. There used to be a skate park, but the skate park's gone now. It's just a grassy field. And yeah, so there we have it. It's the Insta360 X5 with the Insta360 X5 wireless mic adapter attached to it, the Ulanzi PT20 cold shoe mount with the Synco A2 G2 wireless mic setup with only one transmitter activated at the moment, sending frequency to the receiver attached to the camera, a short little 4-inch 3.5 millimeter audio cable connecting the receiver to the wireless mic adapter, phone attached mic, external mic audio settings is just default. It's whatever it happens to be. out the box, but the wireless mic setup itself has been adjusted to a plus 9 decibels on the Synco A2 G2 wireless mic. That'll do it for this test. This has been some guy testing out his wireless mic setup and doing it in full 360. We'll see you on the next one.